Hey, what's up, everyone? Mark Carson here, and today we're doing a throwing mechanics breakdown on Arch Manning. This is going into the 2025-2026 season. Going to go a little bit more in depth into some of the things that I see that he's doing really well, and some things that I think can be potential areas to improve. We'll go ahead and hop right into the video. So, really, what stands out when you're watching Arch Manning? This is from some of the stuff from the beginning of fall camp, as well as some summer training with the QB country. And when we're watching like the deep ball here, he does a great job of being able to get that wrist all the way around. I think that's one of the things that stands out when you watch a lot of his throws is he just has a beautiful deep ball. The ball goes really high up in the air, and then it comes down just beautifully. And when we see the ball come out of his hand, he does a really good job of being able to get and maintain that nose of football kind of upwards, and then just gets a strong action through the wrist as he delivers a throw. And I think he does a great job, and he's a very strong guy, and he does a great job of using his body. Here's another really good throw where you can see him driving off of that back leg and getting a lot of rotation within the lower hips, get that back heel all the way up, very stable within that front leg, very stable within that front shoulder. These are all really important things when it comes to being able to throw the ball. And this is going to be going about 55, 60 yards, and he's really making it look very easy, just having it come right out of his hands. He's not really trying to stress to be able to throw the ball. It's hard to see exactly where that goes. It looks like he's at about the goal line, maybe a little bit further. But again, just not really stressing, right? He's just here, takes a little hitch, and delivers an absolute strike there. But just to me, what stands out, some things that maybe are a little bit not as fundamentally sound, again, this is just my opinion, is some of these underneath throws. I think that the wrist position here is not great. Okay, so when like the ball's coming out, and to me, again, it's hard to see exactly where he's throwing. It looks like he's looking to the left, and the ball is still facing off to the side, a little bit off to the right there as it's coming out. And you know, again, he's really strong. He has a strong wrist flick, and he's able to get the ball around probably still. I just think that sometimes if you're a little bit more underneath the ball, which it seems like he is here, then you have a little bit of a higher likelihood of sailing that football. Here's another example here where, again, I mean, same type of kind of throwing angle or same type of route where he's just throwing the ball a little bit more underneath, and just as the ball comes out, again, the hand is really far underneath the ball. I think he makes it work because he has really big hands. I don't know exactly what the size of his hand is, size of the finger is, but I know he's a good sized guy. I know he's a strong guy, and so he's able to make it work regardless. And the nose of football doesn't seem to go upwards at all as it's coming out. I think it's crazy that, I mean, to me, the ball almost looks like it's a child's ball when it's coming out of his hands, but you know, that's a full size regulation NCAA ball there that he's throwing with. But again, a little bit more underneath the ball. I think that could potentially lead to some sailing of the football, but it's one of those things where it's not going to be 100% for everybody, right? Like going around a bunch. He doesn't do like this. He doesn't get around the ball a ton. He's still getting a pretty vertical forearm as it's coming out. I've just, again, seen that when you're a little bit more underneath the football, you end up putting a little bit more of a upward movement to it. But I mean, there's a lot of things that he does really well here. You can see how well the ball comes out of his hands when he's throwing. I think that there's a ton of things that you could see with how he uses his lower body. I mean, that's a great position of that front leg. Really is able to push off the ground. I like that lower load of the football when you're throwing the ball deeper. Gets that front shoulder up and makes it so you're able to put a lot more torque at the top here. Because when you're throwing the ball a little bit more underneath, we want to get the ball to go straight back a little bit more. You want the ball to go more straight back so then you can get around and have more of the power be out in front of the shoulder during that release. Or when you're throwing the ball deeper, now we want the power to be more here, kind of behind the shoulder, even with the shoulder, but the hand and the release are going to just be a lot higher during the time the ball comes out. Notice here, the ball's barely above his helmet, or here, that's not a huge difference, obviously, but we could definitely see the ball's a little bit higher, and that's what you want to have happen. That will give that nice drop of the football. So just thought I'd give you a few things to be able to look at, to consider. Again, really strong with that front side. We can see a little bit of lean. Typically what I'm thinking about with the lean is maybe he can get more rotation through the hips, but his rotation looks pretty good. So, he's just really pushing off that back leg, and that's making it so he's getting a bit of a lean. It's not a ton. We'll definitely see. I've seen people that have a lot worse, and so I wouldn't say that's something that needs to be corrected. If anything, I would just say maybe the position of where he's holding the ball could be something that you could look a little bit more into. But again, there's no reason to based off of how the ball flies. So, as a coach, I'm looking at it saying, okay, let's solve a problem. Let's not create a problem if there's no necessary issue. If he was sailing the ball, though, and we're starting to see some lack of performance or lack of accuracy, then that would be a reason to be able to make the adjustment, not just because it doesn't look as good as maybe it should, or because a lot of other quarterbacks have had success doing it a certain way. Doesn't mean we need to change it because Arch is doing it a different way. So that's just my overall philosophy. If you guys want to find out more about what we do at the Performance Lab, how we can help you out with your throwing mechanics, you can go ahead and check that link down below. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe, and we'll talk to you soon.